What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is September 14th of 2020. Well, folks, I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are, and in today's video, I not only want to spend some time to kind of talk about the current perspective of where we are with Bitcoin, as well as diving into altcoin dominance and showing the clear signal that it's giving us that we're looking for more upside here in the next few weeks. But outside of that as well, diving into some of the key news points in the crypto space as well as equities, and taking a look at the sell-off we've had in equity markets over the last few weeks. So we've got lots of things to discuss. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Taking a look here, we have a new layout on CoinMarketCap. This is really exciting, guys. Just looking over the overall website layout here. Again, looks very kind of fresh. You can get some very clear data points here, an increase and decrease over the overall market. But doing what we normally do here, taking a look across the board, the vast majority of cryptocurrency assets right now are in the red here. We've been having a little bit of a downturn move here over the last few hours. However, we do have a few assets shining here, and one of them is the positions that we're currently in through our newsletter group, and that is Ampleforth. So Ampleforth, a little bit, basically, considering negative rebases, a little bit down from where we got in. But the good news is here is that the core price is still there, the momentum's coming back in, and again, Ampleforth is one of those things where it can lose a lot of percentage in value quite soon, and it also can gain quite a bit, because right now it's very early on. It's a small cap asset, but again, one of the more interesting plays in DeFi in my opinion. But anyways, we'll talk a little bit about that later on. I want to go ahead and talk about the broad perspective, what's going on in the market, guys. Bitcoin here, looking like it's trying to set a base here at a pretty important level. So if we take a look here, this is around $10,000, this golden line that we have here, which played significance in the sense of previous price throughout history and the sense of resistance. We can see here that back here, it was resistance back at 10K. Again, bear in mind, very big even level as well. A lot of traders are watching this. You can see it was resistance back here during the October news when China came out and it mentioned it was exploring its own cryptocurrency. And even back here in February, where Bitcoin is hitting some resistance, trying to get above that line of resistance, but inevitably got weighed down by the craze around COVID. So now we're giving ourselves an opportunity here in the market to possibly make this new support. Now, I'll be honest, guys, I think, considering that we have dropped this much, I want to just make it very clear. I'm not going to be selling either way, whether we hold here or if we do go a bit lower. I just want to be fair in saying that there could very well be a possibility we come down and actually touch this line and make it support. Again, you can look at in the standard chart here. And in many cases, you have to kind of drag the line down because the wicks is a bit shorter in this case. So either way, you're going to be probably getting it. Most people who are like myself who want to kind of remain conservative in our estimates, that we're probably sometimes going to have a little bit more starker corrections, and then we're going to be able to still get to those highs that we're all shooting for, but it's going to take a little bit longer, right? There's a good chance that we could come down here to 9,000. Very easily expectable in this case, because as we talked about, this could very well be like gold, where it's going to break through the line of resistance that's been holding down since its last peak, and it needs to make its support to signify that, hey, we're not going down below this. Anyone who still thinks in their mind that we're going to 8K to 7K to 6K, it's not happening. We've already been trading sideways for a very long period of time. It's time for it to start picking up. And it's a matter of price telling you that. You don't need me to tell you that. You don't need someone else to tell you with their own personal biases. You can see the market telling you that, right? And this is what the benefit of long-term viewing on the charts are, viewing things in a longer-term time frame, and then also naked trading, just looking at what price is telling you on support and resistance, okay? Now, I gotta say, guys, as much as I've got a position in Bitcoin, I've been positioned in altcoins quite heavily since back here during the trend reversal in September of 2019. And, it's been over a year now, right? We're coming up on a year here since I've been shouting through the roof that I'm positioned in altcoins. I think this is the final bottom coming in. There's a lot of exciting things like DeFi and enterprise blockchain. And that narrative has just grown stronger and stronger. And since then, it's paid off really well. Altcoins as a total market have gone up a massive set of percentage since where we were back here. All right, we tested back towards a historic support range back here. That's where we found a bottom here. We started to have our SMS indicator flipping a lot of confidence here on altcoin dominance. If you take a look at the monthly chart, we can see we get the flip here, right? As we started to continue climbing up here, it was growing more and more confident that, as we started to base out here, set higher lows, that this was the time to strike, right? But going here to just take a look at the weekly, this is a beautiful steady uptrend, not a crazy parabolic breakout, not something where we bounced out and then faded down and saw Bitcoin dominance grow. Even during a sell-off, altcoin dominance is growing. Even when Bitcoin is selling off, this is a very important telltale sign that market dynamics are changing here. The big difference in this cycle versus the last one is that we're not only going to not see as crazy of multiples in the broader market, it's very specific and niche to DeFi plays and enterprise blockchain plays, but along with this as well, the important thing to note is that this seems to be a dynamic where we're seeing the altcoin market kind of diverge from Bitcoin. Not to say that Bitcoin isn't going to go up long term, that it's not a big deal. I love Bitcoin. I think it's going to well over 100K by the end of the cycle, which is far beyond into the later part of 2022, going into 2023. But keeping that in mind, I think altcoins are going to do their own thing. Just take a look here at the daily chart for altcoin dominance. We are now finally, it looks like it, we got a chance here over the next 24-48 hours to make this resistance level, this big even level 40% altcoin dominance, new support. And if we start to, kind of hold up here consecutively between 40-41%, don't be surprised if this starts to move pretty soon, because we're on the lower band here of the general trend, right? So it's probably going to start playing catch up, coming up to 42%, and just continue this nice steady uptrend. Now there will be some probable severe corrections. I think the first part that we're actually going to see like major downturn is probably up here around 48%. We've seen this multiple times. We had a severe correction here, we had a severe correction here, severe correction there. That's going to be a level that we're going to have to watch for. For now though, things are looking very nice. They're healthy. It's not ridiculous, right? And I think, again, what a lot of people think is crazy that's going on in DeFi, it's just the beginning, right? There's going to be more craziness. There's going to be more speculation. But there's also a lot of fundamental development that you can't ignore in this industry. Ignore the yield farming, right? I put out a tweet that I think is so true. If all you're seeing is the craze around yield farming, right, and those crazy percentage yields that of course aren't going to last. No, like screw all that, right? If you're ignoring all of the good stuff like Compound and Uniswap and all these protocols that are providing services that are starting to become a lot better than exchanges in the sense of listing assets quicker because it's permissionless, not having to go through the tedious onboarding process of exchanges, having 24/7 uptime. All of these things outweigh the high gas fees that you have to pay on Uniswap or these other platforms. And let's be honest, right? I understand, guys, gas fees are high right now. I'm thinking about it more than anyone building a smart wallet. But for the average user, right, in crypto who's trading with a few $1,000s, if you can get into that altcoin that's not listed on Binance, that's not listed on Coinbase, and it's going to do a 100% run up over the next few days, paying a gas fee of, $10-20 is not the end of the world. It's not practical for the mainstream audience, but crypto isn't mainstream yet. So I think what we're going to see here is that Uniswap and many of these protocols are going to move to optimistic rollups, which is a form of layer 2 scaling, and fees will become non-existent. And then we're going to get to a point where, well, it's not that they're going to be non-existent, but the fees will be much more practical. It'll be the basically what you pay for the liquidity provider, 0.3%. Not bad at all in my opinion. Now, anyways, sorry I kind of rambled and pipped there, but speaking of different altcoins we're focusing on, Ampleforth looking quite interesting now, continuing to set its third higher low since back here on September 5th. This is the kind of trend that I look for. As you all know, I know Ampleforth is a big mover here. When it starts to kick up above that dollar pair, it starts to run up big time in most cases. And taking a look back at the historical chart here, what I'm interested in is that Ampleforth is now starting to make a very important support level, or a previous kind of support and resistance level, new support here. This is where we had set resistance here back in March of 2020. Once we broke through, we had a nice rally for Ample. So I think this is a very important level here to watch for this to continue to pick up. And I'm interested to see if we can get back up in this range here and really start to make some moves. But so far, I've been holding my Ample position. Just to let you all know, this is one of my major altcoin trades that I'm doing right now. In regards to the market cap, which is more important to watch, you can see what appears to be almost a wedge building up here between their points of resistance and support. We'll see what happens, again, on the logarithmic chart. But you could also generally do it if you're looking at the support level on the standard chart. Diving in though, I want to give you all a quick update here on Digifox. Now, you all know I've been working really hard on this over the last year. We actually started working on Digifox. Like, the idea and concept I had back in like late 2018, early 2019, and then I took it into actual production in like July, and I started working on the mobile pilot in September of 2019. But man, we've come a long way, guys. We've basically grown to being nearly the largest smart wallet. We just actually grew 10% the other day in our user base, which is really exciting. But we've got all kinds of different interesting metrics here. We've grown up 35% over the last month to 11,000 users. Users can earn up to 10.94% interest on stable coins, higher than any other wallet on the market. We introduced a new community tab where we're giving away over $2,000 to people who are just putting away money for savings. So the great thing is if you don't win the challenge, you still are earning interest on your savings. We improved the design. Again, I don't want to run through all of this, guys. I want to let you guys, if you want to, you can look through it. There's some great photos that detail the design changes that we have, and also our change to adding Digifox Pro that allows you to really tap into the DeFi market. But again, recommend you guys check this out. I'll leave a link down below in the description. Don't want to bore you guys to death. And as always, you can consider investing in us on WeFunder. We're going to be closing out the campaign on October 2nd, so the window for this is getting a bit shorter. But again, if you're looking to get that kind of investment in like the broader DeFi space, you can always check out Digifox. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about here is diving into some very important news. Tether is moving more and more liquidity over towards the Ethereum platform in this case. I apologize, I was about to say it was moving over to Tron. It's moving away from Tron to Ethereum, which is actually, I think, a very good telltale sign to just showcase the demand for liquidity to be on top of the Ethereum network. Ethereum is swallowing DeFi still. Anyone who's telling you otherwise is being kind of blindsided. Again, I'm not saying that there isn't other protocols out there. We just saw recently NEO announced Flamingo, which is their play on DeFi, and of course there's NEO 3.0, which will help them scale and provide a more stable blockchain. And there's also Polkadot, and there's other players as well, like EOS, whatever it may be, right? Ethereum is where the liquidity is going, and that's what matters at the end of the day. There's two things that really matter. There's developers who build things that you need to be on your protocol. Ethereum's got that more than anyone, and along with that as well, you've got the liquidity, which is so vastly important. It doesn't get talked about enough. People say, I've got this great application. Okay, but does it have liquidity? Because if I can't earn interest on it, if I can't trade and swap, if I can't do things with it in this case, then it's not useful to me, right? So again, might be a fun experiment to test around with, but it needs to have liquidity like this. And again, this is a really interesting sign here. 7% of its total supply over to Ethereum. Just like that. Again, this is one of many times they've done this. So anyways, thought this was very interesting to bring up here. I wanted to go ahead and dive into some news outside of cryptocurrency markets. Oracle, big news for one of the tech giants in the US, set to acquire the US assets in regards to the US assets and user base for TikTok. So I know a lot of people have been following this deal. This has been probably one of the biggest tech deals, honestly, in the sense of like a tech acquisition, probably the largest one in history, if not one of the largest. And the reason this is so big, I mean, maybe if you're talking about the Verizon deal and a few other ones, maybe not. But long story short, the reason that this is a massive deal here is because this social network has over 100 million users in the United States. 100 million. So the question that a lot of people have here, as Microsoft basically got cut out of the offer, and basically we saw Oracle step in and offer a more kind of lucrative deal, and basically lead on as the #1 partner for ByteDance to allow for TikTok's acquisition. Why is it that Oracle, an enterprise company, would want to acquire TikTok, a consumer-facing application? Well, you can see here at the bottom of the article, as it tends to be in a lot of website articles, that we get our answer right away. TikTok has a lot of data, and Oracle has been trying to build out its cloud computing and consumer data businesses. This right here is all you need to know. It's trying to build up a massive network of consumer data businesses, and what it needs is consumer data. That's all it is. So you can really think about this, at the end of the day, that when companies like Oracle are acquiring giants like TikTok that are data collection machines at the end of the day, they're not buying it because they love the design of the application. They don't really, per se love, how it gives people maybe joy or, provides entertainment for people, right? That's not what it's about. It's about data. It's about constant collection of user information, servicing advertisements, or, servicing data in some kind of form or fashion. The major goal in this case is that they want to turn you into the product. I just recently watched The Social Dilemma. I've seen a lot of like social media documentaries, more relevant now than ever. And I think it's going to be extremely relevant as TikTok gets acquired by US tech giants. Don't think that the company is any more respective of your privacy than it was before just because it's in the hands of a US company. I say BS. Again, maybe the interest of what you do with that data changes, but they're going to be collecting just as much. Now, of course, this has been great news for equity markets. The acquisition of TikTok has bolstered tech stocks across the board here. And I have no doubt if we're looking at Oracle and pre-market trading, I guess we could maybe we can even look it up here, maybe here on the chart here. I want to go ahead and talk about the NASDAQ real quick. General ranges here that I have, as much as the NASDAQ is going to pop up this morning, I do think there's a good chance if we don't hold the support range at 1080 that we go down to 10,400, between 9,800 to 10,400. This would be a good range here. And the reason I say that, if we go from top to bottom here, right, we're talking about a good range here between 18% off of a previous resistance level back in February 2020, and also support here for the continuation of the rally. Very important level here, and close to a 20% correction. Nothing crazy here. But let's take a look at Oracle here. See the pre-market move. Oracle up 10% pre-market here. And you can see here that the news was kind of like shaking here. We had a spike up here in the previous trading day. Again, rumors start to spread, but the things are final now. Up 10% here pre-market. Oracle coming up here to new all-time highs in the sense of its valuation. Pretty incredible stuff, guys. So I'm interested to hear what you all think about this. If you don't care about the craze about equities, and you're all about crypto here and believe in hedging against equity markets, you can always check out our sponsor, Bitpanda Pro. Bitpanda Pro is an all-in-one cryptocurrency exchange, very similar to a Coinbase for Europe, as many people kind of refer to it as. You can buy a major amount of cryptos through a major amount of fiat on-ramps, and it really just helps provide a seamless experience for traders who want to get a professional edge on the market. But all in all, everyone, that's it for today's video. I hope you all are having a fantastic one wherever you are, guys. It means so much to me that you guys continue to support my channel. There's so many exciting things going on. If you like this video, drop a like, consider subscribing, and hitting the bell icon. We've got lots of things coming your way here over the next few weeks. That being said, I hope you all are having a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you all in the next video. Stay tuned.